it's very difficult to go into tech if you're also not strong technically, especially if you come in as a developer. You need to be strong. You need to come with something that sort of sets you apart. Aim for something, because I think tech allows you to grow. You can change and adapt. When you design for mobile, tablet, and the desktop, right?
Okay.
So you need feedback from the beginning. You have to develop exactly what I'm saying, because I've done the research, right?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our channel. It is your favorite Tech Sisters, a podcast where we aim to educate, inform one episode at a time. And welcome back. My name is Nomfundo Ndala, and you already know I don't go alone.
Hi everyone, I am Toweka Shabalala. Welcome.
Welcome. You don't say welcome anymore.
Because you've mocked me, so now I'm careful not to say it.
Welcome. We have an interesting guest today, and I know a lot of people have been, asking like a few questions about this particular role that we'll be sharing today with you guys. So today we have Siyabonga Khanyi. Welcome to our channel.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Sia? And for a very long time, actually, I used to call you Khanyi because of your surname.
100%, I know that happens often. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but her name is Siyabonga Khanyi.
Okay.
So, welcome.
Yeah, my name is definitely Siyabonga, and that's it. I don't have a second name.
Oh,
Khanyi is
okay.
my surname,
Even no
yes.
second name.
No second name, just Siyabonga Khanyi, and that's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
What do you want to know, honestly? Because we can sit here the whole day.
So who's Khanyi? What do you do? Yeah.
Okay, no, Khanyi, damn, I'm so intentional about everything. I think that's more me, and it doesn't matter whether it's professional or personal. Yeah, so it's just the kind of person that I am, how I present myself. And I think, today I was very late to the podcast, and I'm telling them because I'm not proud of that. I think it's just circumstances, right?
Yeah.
And when such things happen, I try not to let them pull me down. So I'm just giving you an example to say it happens, it's life, things happen, and Kanye goes through things, but Kanye is just intentional in everything that she does. So I think overall, Kanye, I'm very optimistic.
Okay.
And I think more than anything, people speak about goals, but I speak about the aim, because you can speak goals, but it takes 5 other players to goal. And then the aim is you need to plan that how am I going to aim to pass that player, and the player aims to pass the other one. You understand?
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's how I peruse through life. Doesn't matter professional or personal. But yeah, I think overall Kanye is also a photographer. And she does it for freelance. I love creativity. Yeah, and overall, I'm open-minded to anything, everything. And today, you guys have brought me for something interesting, and that I'm trying to actually exit to go to something else.
What?
Because I'm explorative like that. So,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hear more about
before
the
you exiting,
Yeah.
tell us, how did you get into? Okay, maybe let's start with what is UI UX designing, or what is UI UX?
When you sent me the brief, I looked at it, I was like, there's so many people who ask that question, right? But I think maybe we can actually put it in a better way. We live, or whatever that we do, we are holding our phones right now. We have access to apps, and it's technology behind that, right? And then I'm a human, I'm holding this phone. It means I'm a human being.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this phone. I'm going to go into this app. But then I don't actually know what goes into that app. And sometimes I go into the app, but it doesn't actually serve me. But solely because of the experience of the app. So UI UX is literally the outcome of design. It's not design itself. It's literally the discipline, obviously. And when I speak about UI UX, most people expect, no, we are pixel pushing, we are designing these nice graphics, it's all nice, But there's so much research, aligning, refining that goes into that.
Okay.
And I think a lot of functions in any organization, they always think, there's a team for UI UX, but UI UX is actually the result. Each and every team needs to have that. And whether it's pricing, whether it's engineering, whether it's developers, they need to understand the user experience. And as the design team, we just enforce and influence. That's what we need to do. We don't actually come and build for you, because I'm not in pricing. I did not do finance. I come from a computer science background. I'm a developer. I'm more technical. But then there's someone else who's actually went to school for pricing, and they understand the pricing, they understand the product, they understand how they want to land into the market. But then if they don't understand the user experience itself, it becomes hard to even price. That's why sometimes you price something and then someone's like, but it's too expensive. But it's because you actually didn't get to know your target market or the user. Yeah, and then I think overall, like, yeah, I think I just want to let people know that when they say UI UX, it's honestly just a result. It's the experience. The UI is the pretty things that you see, but also pretty means clean, means when it's clean means it's simple. When it's simple means there was strategy behind it. So there's always that case, and I know it looks nice, it looks easy to do. You know, I'm on Figma and I have that prototype running, but there's so much feedback that you need to take into consideration. And that's why I said, whether you're in pricing, you're a developer or anything like that, you need to be able to care about the users. And that's why we are there to influence you. We are there to ensure that you actually understand what that is. So UI UX, honestly, it's a very cool job. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, it's a very cool job. I mean, like, really cool. Like, you literally, I just did a project, just finished a project now, and I realized that project didn't even have user stories or like requirements. But I went to the users and then I spoke to them. They gave me their problem and I built a prototype. And then the design got approved solely because it's a prototype. So it's a cool job that you can actually, the only thing you really do behind the scenes is obviously align with architects, developer, make sure it's technically feasible, whatever that you're building. There's so much cross collaboration that you need to do, because if you think you're going to do it on your own, I'm telling you, you're going to get pushback. There's a lot of pushback, and a lot of people don't know what actually is the work that we do. You have to teach them. So when you're in that space, you have to be able to teach people and tell them why they do this. Because, for example, you called me today here. Why am I doing here? What am I doing sitting here? I need to know why I'm sitting here. You were able to tell me that, oh, we would like to speak about this. Okay, cool. I'm going to sit. I'm going to speak about it. So it's the very same way. When you go and present, you need to tell the people why they are there. And don't necessarily need to say, I'm here to teach you, but I'm going to tell you why you need this. So yeah, that's the whole gist. And the design overall, it needs to come from the operations as well. You know, when I say design is a discipline, it means it needs design operations. And that's something that I've seen that lacks in most organizations. And the people that actually hire us don't even know who we are. That's quite sad. Yeah.
And how did you get into this role? What did you study?
Damn. Okay, I studied computer science.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have qualification honors in computer science.
Okay.
Also did some design thinking and innovation with Harvard. So I'm a developer. I'm technical. And I think overall, the reason why I got into UX and how I got into it is solely because I've worked with teams where they would give us user stories, they would give us screens, and I would look at them from a perspective of, would I use this thing? What impact does it actually add, to the human? Because technology does not exist without human. It's built for the human, but it needs to be built by people for the people. But because I come from, it's been 5 years, since I've been in the industry with UX, and 3 years in development. I've realized how much we actually miss each other. We miss each other a lot. And I negotiated to get into UX, honestly.
Is it?
Yeah, I got a new job. I told them, this is what I want to do. And honestly, it's hard, but you need to have the confidence. I mean, like, when you get there and be like, okay, this is what I want to do. Reason being is this. And like I said, you need to teach them. So if you're actually the product of exactly what you want, you're able to get whatever you think you can. And I think the aim becomes easier, to achieve at the end of the day when you present yourself. And I always say to people, presenting yourself is such an important thing, whether you're going for a quick chat, a coffee chat, and all of that. So I had to, how I broke in, it was quite easy for me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say, oh my word, I had to work hard. No, I had to like just align myself with the aim and the decisions that I wanted to take for myself, you know. So I think overall, you can speak up for yourself. You can actually speak up. And I think if you don't speak up, that's when you actually, that's why they say the only dog that eats is the one that actually barks. So if you don't bark, who's going to come and say, here's the plate? You know, so for me, it's more of negotiate your way in. I think people are willing to listen. Yeah, and yeah, just come in. So that's how I essentially broke into UX.
Okay.
And I started obviously learning Figma, but I've realized that Figma is just a tool, but UX is the people. So it means I must care about the people. The tool just makes you translate so that other people can see what you think. Yeah, so it's not more on Figma is UX. It's not. It's zero. I mean, we have Framer, we have Webflow. We can build those things
Okay.
on any other platform. But like overall, is what do you really care for when you're in tech? And for me, I had to tell them I care about tech. I care about the people, and I want to be here so that I can tell them that tell these people who are building these things that you are not actually building for the people. And you're making it, sometimes it comes off as very difficult, you know, technology, the way we code, the way we put the architecture and all of that, it's difficult to translate it to the front end. So we become the people that actually go to the business users or target market and ask them, how do you feel about this? You know, or what's your pain point? And in that pain point, I can find a latent need. A latent need is something that I think they probably need and they don't know it yet. So you have to think, it's like you have to be thoughtful beyond that as well. So yeah, I think overall I had to show that I'm capable and I can do it and all of that. Yeah. So I think for people, they can do it, honestly. It's built by people for people. That's UI UX or design, product design. Yeah, yeah.
And I think you touched on sort of the next question around the challenges that you had. It sounds like you didn't have any challenges getting into UX design, but did you have any challenges breaking into tech?
Challenges breaking into tech. I think because obviously I went to school for it, and I mean, when you're at school, you have to pass. I'm not gonna lie to you. You gotta get those marks. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's very difficult to go into tech if you're also not strong technically, especially if you come in as a developer. You need to be strong. You need to come with something that sort of sets you apart. So if you just come there and you didn't actually prepare yourself, even for interviews, you know, those are actually quite important because you actually get questions right there and there. You know, I remember my first job interview, it was more like, yeah, this is a database. How could you solve this? You know, so I had to write the query using my pencil. I'm used to typing, you know. So it's the solutioning that comes in. So I've never really thought that could be hard for other people. But I think overall, the experience that I've had and the people that I've seen and people getting rejected for interviews, it's solely because the solutioning behind it. It's not like there's no talent. It's not like they don't know, but it's just how do you then alter your solution? How do you then put yourself forth for that? So breaking into tech is, well, these days is easy because there's certifications and all of that. But like in 2019, I had to show my qualification, you know, to say, hey, I'm qualified, I can do this. And that's what they wanted, you know. So, but now, like, there's so many avenues. Like, I've seen people from being waiters coming into tech, dentists coming into tech. Like, so many people are coming into tech. And I think there's just a lot of avenues. You just need to know your niche or aim for something because I think tech allows you to grow. You can change and adapt. And that's why tech is there. We are changing, we're adapting, we're evolving. So even with you, you can come in as something, you can change and become something. You know, so you just need to be open-minded and be able to learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if I'm understanding you, how you basically got the UI UX job is you asked, like you were you were going to be interviewed for something else, and then you asked for something else for UI UX design.
Yeah, I think so, 100%. But again, for that specific, I in that specific company, I applied for a job that said 5 years experience in UX. So they kind of got my
Oh,
CV,
okay.
right?
So the fact that they called you in.
Yeah,
and
they called me in, but at the same breath, I was going in for something else, right? I wanted to go
Okay.
something else, but I put my CV under that specific job. And I mean, I didn't have any experience. Like, I just knew like a whole SDSC cycle in development, and I've done business analysis, I've done UX, which is something that works well with business analysis.
Yeah.
I've done development, testing, maintenance, yeah, I've done all of those things. But yeah, I just applied, man. Like I applied for 5 years. I didn't have experience. I think you should just do it. Honestly, those numbers on those posts for
Don't
me, they don't
matter.
scare me. Like they
Okay.
don't scare me. I think they shouldn't scare anyone.
Yeah.
Apply, because also CV, I think it's just more professional. And I would like for people who are hiring to meet the people that want the job, to meet them.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
I think that would be nice.
I wish it could be that, because not
Yeah.
all of us can write CVs, and I think there's so many tools out there. However, maybe it doesn't work for them, and maybe they don't like how you put it together, and it just misses you that opportunity. Yeah. So
So you also said, you're you're creative and stuff like that. Now, how do you incorporate like feedback that you get? Maybe you've designed a whole application on Figma or wherever, and the feedback comes back, and maybe they're telling you, no, we don't want this and want that. How do you incorporate that feedback without losing your creativity? Because I think I've tried to do this UI UX, or maybe not UI UX per se, but we didn't have a UI UX designer, and like we're the front end developers, and they expected like a screen, like a prototype. So then I guess we didn't have a choice. It was so difficult because you're just like, this looks nice. They come back, they're like, no, why are you adding pink? No, don't do that. And you're just like,
yeah, no.
but these are the colors of the company. What do you want?
Yeah.
But so
Okay.
how do you incorporate the two, your creativity and making sure that you stay professional and you're incorporating the feedback you get from business?
So I'm gonna tell you one thing. I believe in frameworks.
Okay.
The reason why I say framework is because it grounds you.
Okay.
I use the double diamond framework. So we discover, we define, and then we develop, we deliver, right?
Okay.
So you can't just go straight through. That's waterfall. It's going to take you back, one thing for sure. And like I said, I'm bridging a gap between tech and people. I need feedback all the time. If I add a button, I need feedback for that. If I add a flow, I need feedback for that.
Okay.
I cannot just all of a sudden build an application and I'm saying, here's your application. Because you actually didn't test that. You actually didn't get critiques. You need to get critique from the start. The minute you start putting words together, the minute you start putting wireframes together, be like, okay, I was thinking maybe the button can be there. They'll be like, no, but it's gonna be far for mobile users. When you design for mobile, tablet, and the desktop, right?
Okay.
So you need feedback from the beginning. So that's why we call that design iteration. So with me right now, what I do is, I am on Figma, but hardly now because I'm on the strategy and product and all of that. Because overall, you're not designing an application, you're designing a product that you're going to be giving to or rendering to people. So you need to understand the product and the strategy that you're trying to tackle into. So it becomes hard, and that's why you get that feedback, because they know the product and maybe like they were unable to iterate it to you that this is the product that we are actually trying to bring to life. And for it to thrive, it needs actually someone who's going to care about all the parties involved in building the product. And I always say that as much as you can be a front-end developer, if you don't understand design and its operation and its discipline, you can build an application that works but works for you and not the people. So I think overall, iteration and feedback is important, and that's why I'm saying we discover, we define, and then we develop, we deliver. But that is a double diamond. We do this all the time. You are working like that. It's okay. You understand the business requirements. You have to make sure that business is happy. I show my team every time. Every time I add something, I can have 2 sessions in a day to say, hey, this is how I am. This is how I actually build this flow. What do you think? Does it work? And then I bring in the developers. The reason why I bring the developers, because I know developers and designers always do this. Like developers and designers always do this, and it's only because we don't come together, and we actually have to, because you have to develop exactly what I'm saying, because I've done the research, right? But like I said in the beginning, each and every other department or function needs to understand UX, because that's just the result. I am going to influence, get you the best practices, get you the competitor analysis to say, how can we actually beat competitor? So for me, it's more like, developers for me, they need to come together. It becomes really hard, because also translating, developers will tell you, this is very difficult to build. You want to get that information early on, that don't have two buttons there, don't have a drop down there. It's difficult to build. And they'll tell you why. They'll tell you the best practices. They know their job. They know what they're doing. They know what's in the framework. They know what's in the latest tech, So you want to be aligned with them more than you thinking this is right for the people. You're actually bridging. The job that I do is very cool, but very stressful.
Very cool.
It does.
Yeah, it's cool but stressful. But feedback is it can be personal.
Okay.
Because firstly, I've designed that. That's what I thought about what the business user said. And then you're going to tell me that doesn't work, right? But I've learned how to take feedback as something that I can use as data.
Okay.
So I think if you take feedback as personal, which it really can, you must be able to differentiate the feedback you actually get, put it as data, see what you can do with the data, see what you can actually do to ensure that these people actually understand. Sometimes it's difficult to be in a space where people can be very intimidated by you, and then you bring something, they say it's feedback, but it's not. So you must be able to differentiate the data that comes in. So there's data that you think, okay, this is something I actually needed, I did not understand it. And there's data where someone is like, I don't like that button on the left. And you've already tested that this button on the left is quicker for the user to click. So, and only to find out that person didn't even care to ask, have you done the usability testing? Why did you put that there? What was your thought process? People don't ask you that sometimes, and you just realize that you're actually in a space. Design is a hectic space. Like, you come into the forum, you show them what you have, they're gonna come for you. Like, no, that everybody's got what they're thinking and all of that, and that's why usability testing becomes such an important thing. So with you designing that and saying the application,
I think that's why I left it, and I was like, I'm done. Because I remember at some point, even in data analysis, right? Like, you build a dashboard, and like, I think I tried to incorporate the colors of the organization. Like, I made it pink and red and whatever. So no, it's too pink, and then I made it light pink. No, it's too light. I'm just like, you know what? Go build it yourself. Go build it. It's so tiring, like getting feedback, and well, at some point you think, no, this is personal now, because why are you not liking everything that I'm doing? You said I must make it lighter. Now you want it darker. And I think also because I struggle with like colors. So it was so hard.
Yeah, but that's actually an important thing, what you're saying. Colors, accessibility, inclusivity, you need to do that. So when you're designing, I have a screen that can test color blind, color psychology.
Okay.
So I can be able to see in a perspective of someone who's colorblind. I can see, sometimes you literally can test a yellow, sometimes it looks like a yellow screen to someone who's colorblind. Wow. And then we have those settings that you can put on your prototype to see how can the next person see this. So
cool.
Yeah, so those are the things that maybe like the intricate parts of UX or the intricate parts of design or the influence that I'm speaking about, that you guys probably don't even know, or someone else doesn't even know, or someone else who's in a managerial position doesn't even know. And then when they come, they want to come and tell you, I don't like that, but I've tested it. So are we taking test data or we're taking what you have to say? So maybe that could have been your comeback. But because maybe at that point in time you didn't know I could test this, then you were unable to, satisfy them. Or also, you said you were like, oh, I'm so tired of this and all of that. But yeah, also branding, you have to work with marketing teams when you are in this space. And that's why I'm saying it's not only UX designers, it's developers, pricing. marketing, all of those things. We need to streamline the whole experience, because it's not only for the users, it's only for the people who are actually building, it's also for the employees, it's for everyone. It's a cohesive kind of stream, like that you work under, and it's very stressful because some people don't like change.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Sure. And for people who probably want to get into this role of UI UX, what trends do you see shaping the future of UI UX? So what do we see in the future, or what are the trends that maybe people should look out for?
So there's this book, I just forgot the name, but it's Peter Meholz. Yeah, I think it's Peter Meholz, right? He said in that book, user experience has always been there, and we've been doing it the same way. Because you're always going to ask users, what do you want? How do you want it? Why do you want it this way? And you're also going to ask, where do you prefer seeing this, right? So it doesn't change, really. It's a cycle. Because at the end of the day, the product that you build is really just about people. Why would it then change now? It's not. We are not robots, So the trends are, there are capabilities and tools that we can use that can enhance, like AI. I love AI, So whatever that I do now, like AI, you need to be able to incorporate it, because those are the real things that are happening now in tech. Like if you're not ready for AI and you can say it's going to take my job and all of that, then go read the stats. Go read the stats of how many people are actually getting jobs now. People who are not even tech, but they just went to do a certification in AI. So imagine you already in tech, that you can actually incorporate your experience and AI right now. Tell me what's your prompt. Like there's some people who are prompting, and prompting is actually a skill. It's actually a skill.
100%.
Yeah, it's a skill. So if you can't prompt, you are going to get the results that you're going to get. But if you can prompt, you're also going to get the result that you're going to get. So I think the trends is more on always, I would say now, please align with AI, get to know AI. If you have Microsoft 360, do you know that you can actually build your own agent? Do you know that you can actually build your own agents for your own productivity during the day? Like an agent that after a meeting takes a transcript, it tells you what you need to do, your action items, all of that. Just prompt it. What did this person say about this? Or tell me, what was Nomfundo's contribution to this meeting? And then if it comes back and it's zero, it's zero, So, and I think it's very productive when you know AI, and when you want to know it, and when you want to really engage or integrate your workflow in it. It's much more really fast. You don't have to think too much. Sometimes you're gonna be stuck there. No, AI could be like, the unit testing went well. It can, you're trying to get that word, but you're not getting out. But when you build those kinds of things, they just help you at the end of the day. So I think more people who want to come into UX or UI UX design, I would like to say product, digital product, because when we say UI UX, then we are closing it off, and it's actually quite a big and a vast space, because it doesn't only touch the front end, it has to touch service design. We look at that. Service design is how our services at the back end supporting front end. We want to see how is the operations of these things. So that experience itself, the service itself, needs to be on par for the front end to be really top notch, So I think overall, learning doesn't stop. I mean, I'm still learning today. There's people who share ideas, and I'm just like, I did not think about that, So I think overall, people wanting to come into UX, people who wanting to at least emerge into the trends of UX, they must be willing to learn. But most importantly, they must care about people. Yeah, you must care about people. You must care about what people want, but you must also be able to create things that people thought, oh, I didn't need this, but oh, damn, I needed this, So I think overall, you need to be that person. Empathy, research, intentional, and there's something called intentional UX, and it's solely because it's really intentional and it's all about you. So I cannot make it about me, even if there's a big tech stack that I can put together and it's a wow thing. If you don't like that, you don't like that. So it's more intentional and aligned to the product and all of that. So I think we can say UI UX, but it's definitely like product. Because one thing, the reason why I'm also saying this, that we say UI UX, we give a junior that work, we don't teach them the product. You know, you need to teach someone the product so they understand where the strategy is actually going, you know,
100%.
and where are we going, you know, understanding everything, even the pricing, you need to understand it. You need to understand the engineering behind this product that we are going to bring and this product that we want to give to the people and what is it going to, you know, add value, something like that to them, you know. So I think overall, yeah, I think people need to learn and people need to go to school. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, people need to go to school. I don't care how, whether you do Udemy. I mean, that 230 that you buy your takeaway, Udemy, when you go on incognito mode, Udemy can be 1,500 on your normal browser. Well, this is a tip and trick. I don't know if you're gonna show this, but, like, but if you go on incognito mode, it can come and say 230. Really, a 1,500 course, you know, and those are the tricks. I mean, tricks I learned from Big Day. I'm still using them today. Yeah, you know. So overall, just learning helps you get better. I mean, some of us, you know, we have to push. You know, at the end of the day, especially as women in tech, you know, and so meaning that you have to learn and adapt and change and innovate. And that's what I'm able to get from dev, UX. Now I want to go into architect, you know. So, you know, but you have to like literally learn your way in and you have to associate yourself with the right people. If you associate yourself with the people that actually don't support the thinking that you're trying to go for, it's going to obviously derail you because every day you're going to share, you know, I think that app is not working right. And they'll be like, but it's fine for me. But no one is willing to listen to you, to say the reason why is, you know, so those kinds of things. So you need to align with people who are willing to like drill down and delve into things that no one else is actually thinking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing you speak empathy. You spoke, there's feedback that comes through and all that. But when exactly do you say this is good enough? Or not, maybe not good, maybe the best product out there.
Yeah.
When is it good enough to put out there?
The product.
Yes.
I don't think there can ever be a good enough product. I think people change. Things change. Customers change all the time. So that's why I'm saying you must be able to chip and change because you want to stay in the market. And like tech also becomes better. So you want to be able to use it to benefit you so that you can actually focus on the customers or your target market or whatever that may be. So like there is never a good enough. I think you have to constantly work. You have to constantly try to meet, you know, you can't be on equilibrium just because now you have a 30 billion profit. You can make more than that. Do you know that? Do you know that you can? Do you know that you can expand? And that's why when you build these things, you must build things that are scalable, feasible, you know, viable. You know, you need those kinds of things so that you can actually stay top market. You know, even as a professional, I want to stay top talent. I want to always stay. Every time I apply, I need that interview. I want to have 5 interviews per month. Just for fun, just to learn or just to hear what's actually in the market. Because during those interviews, you have a right to ask questions and what are you actually looking for? And then you find out information from there. So I think for me, like, there is never going to be a good enough product, guys. Like, I don't know. You can tell me about this, Mike. What do you think? Do you think is enough?
There's more, always more.
Exactly, you know, but it's still good, right? Right now, it serves its purpose, right? Yeah, and I think overall it's more improvement, and that's why technology is going to always evolve, and that's why they say change is inevitable, and we should be able to adopt and be able to learn throughout that process. And I think people are scared to try new careers because they think it's hard. But I always say, honestly, if you have a degree or you have a diploma or you have that matric certificate, if you can just upskill just a little bit, you'll be shocked at what you can actually do with your mind. And I think the mind is capable of anything. 100%.
Yeah.
And how important do you think coding is in UI UX design? Because I think a lot of people sometimes look at UI UX design and think, oh, there's no coding, I should get into this. Or sometimes people think that, oh, there's a lot of coding there as well because it's a career in tech.
That's actually such a great question. I'm laughing because I come from coding.
Yeah.
And I know how coding is. And then I went into UX, and there's no coding there for me currently, right? But I could have been a front end developer, meaning that there is UX developer.
Oh.
So that becomes more on someone who actually does the work that I do, but they're able to also do the front end. So it means that they can develop the front end according to the data, the research, the findings, all the work that is actually done, the refining, the nitty-gritty behind the door, behind the closed doors. And also people don't know, yo, guys, UX has so much, like there's so much going on the back end. Like I come here surface and say, oh, my design is approved. But like, to tell you the truth is just a lot, you know. So I think for someone who thinks UX, there's coding. No, there's no coding.
Okay.
But coding actually sets you apart if you understand coding.
Okay.
It really, really sets you apart. I'm speaking from experience because I'm able to sit in a session with developers and I tell them this is technically feasible. You know, and I'm telling you now because I've done the research, and even if maybe I have missed the mark, right, with them, they'll be like, okay, let's see. So they're always open-minded with me because they understand that I actually am technical. But then when you're not, you can go build a nice heart or draw a nice heart on your design. They're going to be like, how am I supposed to draw that heart now? Like, you know, but for me, I may keep a square that does the same thing as the heart, you know. So it's because I know that they can have a rectangle, they can put a rectangle together. So coding is important, guys. Like, I'm not going to lie. Learn Python, learn machine learning. Those are new things coming in now, you know. So I think overall, if you don't understand coding, that's okay. There are jobs that can, you know, or professions that can align with the person that you are. And the reason why I left coding is because I'm very extroverted and I'm more solution driven. I'm more in the beginning. I want to start with the product. I want to understand the requirements. I don't want to be there at the end where they're telling me build, you know. So for me, I think depending on who you are and what you like, you can become whatever that you want. But coding is like, it's the tea, it's the cherry on top. You should be able to understand code. You should be able to understand overall the development life cycle.
Oh, that's interesting. I think your personality matches your role.
Yes.
Really?
It does.
Oh, really? People say that a lot, I guess. I think.
It does.
I think people have said that a lot.
Yeah. And what are the, like, if you had to list maybe like top 5 skills that people, or like that you need in this role, whether soft or technical, doesn't matter. Whether it's a soft skill or technical skill.
Oh, there's actually a lot of skills that you gotta have.
That do you
But
need
I'll
to be
keep to 5.
extroverted? Because it seems like you need to, and do you need to be a creative? Like, do you think a person who doesn't care about design, colors, and stuff like that can be successful in this role?
This role is such a well-rounded role. You have to be well-rounded, whether introverted or extroverted. Extroverted is great because it means you can speak to people, you can ask questions. And to be quite honest, if you're an introvert and you want to come into UX, I'm not sure how you can navigate that whole, you know, space, because there's quite a lot of people who have a lot to say there. So if you keep quiet, it means we will never hear you. We will never hear your thoughts. We will never hear what you have to say. And what if you're actually going to break the grounds of something? You know, so I personally think when you're an introvert, you should be able to find a way to speak through. And I don't necessarily think this role is for extroverts or introverts, but that's what I'm saying. You need to find a way to at least come in and be able to be heard, because that's one thing I've realized. I mean, I've been in UX forums where there's a lot of designers. One designer is presenting and only 2 people are giving feedback. So what about the rest? You understand? You know, so it's a big problem for me, and I think I've seen it a lot in different projects. You find yourself speaking alone as if you're the one leading the whole quorum, but you aren't. But someone else, maybe they're afraid. and that's a skill you need to learn. You have to unlearn being scared. You have to unlearn. I'm sorry, but like this thing of I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert, guys. This is you are. Firstly, you are working because you want money. So do you want money or not? Tell me that. So if you're gonna say I want money, but I'm an introvert, who's gonna hear you? I'm just saying, like, I keep to myself. And most introverts, you'll find them in coding. They will tell you, there's less talking. I don't want to talk.
I just want to put on my earphones and code.
Exactly. So design, you have to speak. And the reason why is because you put something out there, tell them why, or someone put something there and you can critique, positive critiques, when are you going to ever say that? Especially now we work remote, can keep quiet behind that mic, but I also think it gives everyone a platform to speak because you don't have to open your camera these days. Speak your mind, and overall people must just learn certain skills. If you're an introvert, you have to learn, unfortunately. If you want to be best in the game, you have to be best in the game. You can't be saying I'm an introvert, I'm a UX designer, and then you don't engage. Engagement is one of the key skill that you should be able to, swift through as you work through your day or your workflow of the day. You need to engage. You have to type to people. You have to write emails. You have to have a central place where people can find your work. So I think overall, as professionals, let's learn skills that can only propel us and unlearn things that they've fed us, because they feed us this information to say, when you're an introvert, you don't speak a lot. Who told you that? You can't say something. Who said that? What do you think? What do you think about being an introvert?
I have nothing to say. Nothing from my side. Thanks.
You see, so I think, and also social media is such it's good, but also a deal breaker for me, because information is out there. You take it in and you think it resonates with you, but maybe because you're just scared. Yeah, you're just scared, you fear, and your mindset maybe it's a bit stiff and you haven't unlearned certain things. Yeah, I think overall, like, there is so much impact, and that's why you need to keep to your definite chief aim, like in your brain, to say, okay, this is who I am, this is what I want, and so I'm going to do it. Whether you're introvert, extrovert, it doesn't matter. You are going to do it. So I think overall, any job you can do, if you set your, I mean, it sounds cliche, right? It sounds cliche, right? Yeah, but you just think about our grandmothers. There's certain things that they've always said, and today we don't do them. But if you think about them, they actually were right. So cliche things actually can save the world right now. So I think for me, anyone wants to come to the space, they can, doesn't matter, but you must be able to find your way and your place, and giving that value. And every organization wants someone who's going to make them money. So just make sure that you actually add that business value. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think you've kind of covered sort of like an advice to someone who wants to go in and all that. But are there any free tools? I know, like, for example, you mentioned Figma. Figma is expensive. They don't want to give it to non-designers. But are there any free tools that people can maybe access out there that will help them harness their skill as a UX designer?
Figma is actually, there is a free version.
Okay.
You can actually do a lot with a free version.
I think I've seen it.
You can do a lot. Figma has websites now. You can build a portfolio.
Okay.
You can, when you go on Figma, there's websites. You launch your website
For free?
Yeah, I just not sure, but
Okay.
there must be a free version.
Okay.
Because most tools that I've used, like portfolio-wise, I use Framer. Framer has templates. You can create a quick portfolio, but the problem with portfolios is that these days we just copy, we just write whatever. But you need to actually, with your portfolio, you need to show how you solve problems. How are you solving? Which problem did you find, or which problem was it assigned to you? What did you find during this time? You need to show those kinds of things. You need to give matrix. People trust data more than anything, and give, obviously, to cite. If you have data, you have to cite the data and all of that so that it actually is true. So overall, Figma, Framer, Webflow, even Canva, if you want, you can actually do something very cool there. What other tools? Yeah, but I really say people must go learn Figma. It's one of the biggest tool, and it's really like it launching websites this year. It literally put Framer with me because I used Framer a lot, but now I'm like, Figma, I like it more. I like Framer, I like Webflow. Some of them are difficult, but some of them are actually quite easy. And I think Framer is easy, Figma is also quite easy, but you have to learn like your properties. So when you go on Figma, you find properties, there's shortcuts, cheat sheets out there. You can quickly see, okay, if I want to have a ruler, do I click Shift R or click Shift L? You know, those quick things. Like it's just more on the keyboard also with Figma. And a lot of designers don't like auto layout, but auto layout actually makes your designs much more, the spacing looks neat. So you learn those things on those cheat sheets and all of that, you know. And I think I'm saying auto layout because when I started designing, no one told me about that until I figured it out. And I figured it out like, I was like, yo, I should have known this earlier. Like, this could have been, I could have been so fast. Like, you know, so I think overall, Figma is a great tool. Most companies prefer that. I think, there's a lot to come. You can never have enough product. You can never have enough product. You see, so there's competition out there. I mean, I can come up with my own. You never know. Yeah, so I think overall there's a piece of pie for everyone.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So just before we close, what is one myth you think people should know about UI UX designers? For example, I know that, you have to be a creative or you have to be like an extrovert, those things. But what is one myth you think people have about you guys?
You people, no, why are you
So-
saying
She's already categorizing us. Eh? We are everywhere.
You weren't supposed to highlight that out because I didn't even hear myself say it. Okay, what is the one thing that people think about designers? Let me say that. One myth people have about designers.
They think it's easy. I think
Okay.
they think it's easy. They think we are pushing pixels.
Okay.
They think it's color, like you said. They think it's just, we want the brand up there. Just put the colors. Yeah.
I would think that as well because at first when I was learning how to do, at first I was just drag and drop. Like you drag a thing, you drop it there, you add that, drag a rectangle and put it there and then hide menu.
Yeah.
Put the button, just put that button there.
Until you have to actually start doing that thing.
Yeah, Figma, guys.
Hard.
Traumatized me.
Yeah, they think it's easy, really. They think you see a nice UI, you see, trust me, if you find an app with a background that's white, trust me, there was a lot going on there. And white was probably the best solution. And the person design probably didn't even start from white. Yeah. So there's so much behind that. And simplicity is just strategic. So strategy means you have to meet the people where they are. If you want people to use your technology, to use your product, you better meet them. Not even halfway. You need to get to them.
Yeah.
Not halfway. There's no halfway because they don't know what you do behind the scenes. So you need to ensure that whatever you do, it's actually proper, and refinement is important. And that's why I'm saying that they think it's easy, and it's not. And critique is not easy, guys, because you have to put your work out there for people to critique it.
I think it's like what people think of front-end devs and back-end devs. Like, back-end devs think, oh, our work is so difficult because we have to connect to the database and push the data to you.
Yeah.
And then everyone just thinks, oh, front-end devs will get the credit though
Until
because
you
they
do UI,
Exactly.
and UI doesn't tell you which line.
So I think that everything is difficult in the space in its own element. Testing is difficult on its own. Business analysis is difficult on its own. Like everything is just so hard. But yeah,
Not everything is hard.
a lot of things are hard.
It's got its levels.
No, just thank you. I think that's a better way to put it. Not hard, sorry. So you need to take that word out of your head. Not hard.
Okay.
There's levels. You just need to upskill just a little bit for you to get there. Yeah.
You said you're optimistic. Okay, I see now. Okay, no, not a problem. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Last one, if one piece of advice you wish you had when you were starting out UI UX design for someone out there?
Just start.
Just start.
Yeah, just start. Because if you don't start, who's going to do it for you either way?
Okay.
So just start. Even if you start by drawing, and also use your notebook to draw. Solve a problem. Solve one problem. Take one app now and solve a problem that you're facing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Appreciate so
It's
much.
been a pleasure. Yeah,
I hope I didn't bomber. Don't my word.
no, don't. I don't think so. But thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and leave a comment below on what you think. And if you're interested in doing UI UX design, gosh, just start. And until next time,
Bye.
Yes.
bye.